Hi, everybody, and welcome back. This is Susan Houtz, the marketing coordinator for Aging Matters in Brevard, the lead agency for senior services here in our beautiful Brevard County, Florida. So as some of you may know, Aging Matters in Brevard is the government agency set up to provide services to our seniors and our caregivers here in Brevard County to help our senior citizens age in place, meaning age in their home, as independently, safely, and actively as possible. So we have a wide variety of services here in the county, everything from Meals on Wheels, which is how we're most known, through home care services, housing, transportation, and more. So a part of our services also provide getting information and other services to our caregivers in the community that are caregiving for their loved one in the home. And to do that, we've been partnering with fantastic community partners to share their expertise with us here on these virtual platforms. And today we are thrilled to have Amy B. Van Fossen with us, and she is going to talk about veterans, VA aid, and attendance benefits. Correct? Did I get that right?
Yes, that is correct.
Awesome. So we're going to do 3 quick tips for caregivers. Amy, thank you so much for being here with us, and please take it away.
All right, thanks for having me. We're going to talk about specifically the VA aid and attendance benefits. Thanks. So I'm an elder law attorney in Melbourne, Florida. We've been here for probably about 15, 16 years practicing in the state of Florida. So our quick tips for caregivers is aid and attendance benefit is available to veterans, and there's some very specific rules on it. So we're going to go over the specific rules. So number one, know the requirements for VA aid and attendance benefits. All right, so number one, 90 days of consecutive active duty. And there's very specific periods of time. It has to be during a period of conflict. And those are on our website if you need more specific dates. So if you serve during a time of war, generally those are the dates. Received a discharge other than dishonorable, of course. So a general discharge or an honorable discharge are needed. Have medical needs. So this is a benefit generally for older veterans. So they served our country during an active war, and now they may need either a child to help take care of them, maybe nurses are coming into their home to take care of them, or they're in assisted living. So the benefit is not based on where you live. It's based on if you need have medical needs. And so again, children are often an integral part of the VA aid attendance benefit because we can technically pay the children in order to get the benefit. There's also an asset test and an income test. Things that we need to know, or that we would need for you to apply for you, is your discharge certificate. So it's a DD 214 if you're a younger vet, or a discharge certificate if you're like a World War II vet. Your birth certificate, marriage certificate. Women are also, the spouses of veterans are also entitled to the benefit. So generally a marriage certificate will link generally the female's ability to get the benefit for her husband that was in the service. We do have quite a few older ladies that were in the service, World War II and things like that. So we're learning to open up our vocabulary a little bit. A lot of our VA clients are women, actually. A death certificate. So if you were married to the veteran and he passed away, you're still entitled to benefits as long as you've not remarried. Documentation from your doctor. So we don't doctor shop, and you do not have to go out to the VA, but your doctor, whoever your primary care doctor is, needs to fill out a document, a very specific form from the VA proving that you have medical need. And again, we have to verify your assets and income. And that's where things get a little bit dicey, because sometimes people have 15 different bank accounts in 15 different states. And so it gets kind of daunting. So I'm always begging caregivers to simplify, the person's finances. It makes life a lot easier for us if we're trying to do applications, whether it's for VA or Medicaid even. We need to know where all of the money is. And it takes us quite a long time sometimes to verify these things. The time frame right now is if the application went in. We're saying it's usually 6 to 9 months from date of application, but it could take us a little bit of time to get the application in. If the kids don't give us, the bank statements, or the parents can't find their bank statements or their social security statements and things like that, it can drag it out. Right now, the application is retroactive. So if it takes the VA 6 months to give you the benefit, you'll get a retroactive check. Why is it important to plan now? The sooner we start, the sooner we can get you qualified. And there may be other benefits to look at besides just the VA, but it's something that you don't want to wait until there is a medical need. So assuming all of your legal documents are in place, we can start maybe moving money around and getting you pre-qualified. There's a difference between being proactive where we have a lot of time, we can make really great decisions versus there's a crisis. Mom or dad are already in a skilled nursing. They're probably not going to be able to go home, and therefore we need to jump through all of these hoops to get the application in. It's incredibly stressful to do the crisis, but we do the crisis as well. But we would beg you to do the proactive style type of planning. We need to review and support your healthcare options and choices under the government program. So there's two main benefits for Florida residents. One is VA aid and attendance, and one is Florida Medicaid. And each benefit, even though they're federal programs, have very different rules. So depending on how your assets are titled or whether they're in IRAs or not IRAs, we need to look at which benefit is available to you. And there may be other planning needs that need to be addressed as well. I mean, sometimes just the basic documents are not in place. So sometimes step one is just getting the foundation documents in place.
Awesome. Well, thank you so very much. That was incredibly interesting and important for us to know. So what would be, so step one, if someone doesn't know if they're eligible, if their parent was eligible, if their spouse, again, if they're a caregiver, they might know that their parent has been in service, but they might not know about the benefits. What would be your first suggestion?
Well, the first step is to look at their discharge certificate. So you need to make sure that the service dates are correct. And so literally if they've served during a time of war, then we're open up for the benefit. If the time of service is not there, for instance, my dad was born in 1935. He served in the Navy for 4 years in between Korea and Vietnam. He would never be able to get this benefit because he did not serve during an active war. And those dates are on our website as well. We also do a fuller VA seminar that's about an hour long if you want to get more information. But step one is always service dates. If you don't quite have the medical need yet, it's okay. Let's pre-plan. Let us scan in your DD-214, scan in your marriage certificates or death certificates or whatever it is, and maybe do the basic estate planning documents. Very often we'll do just a basic estate plan for our clients, and we'll have to bring in all of their VA documents. We'll scan them into the file and hand them right back. But that's a good basis. You don't want to wait until mom or dad has had like a crisis. They've had a stroke and you're rifling through their house, trying to get in a safe deposit box, looking for stuff. Go ahead and get all of those documents out and visible and organized before there's a crisis. We go through a lot of crisis on a regular basis, and it's just, there's easier ways to do it.
I totally agree. Yeah. And that's what a lot of our 3 quick tips and our caregiver conversations and a lot of our videos on our YouTube and our Facebook page are about. It's really that preparation before crisis, because as we all know, and as we've all experienced, especially over the past 6 to 9 months, when you're in it, it's much harder. No matter what that crisis is, it's much harder to think clearly and logically, right? Or that emotion takes.
It really is. I mean, and the kids come in and they're so emotional. They thought mom or dad would live forever, or mom or dad want to be independent forever. And sometimes that's just not the reality. You just find out all kinds of stuff. The neighbors are like, no, they've been wandering the streets or whatever it is. It's like, let us just get the basic stuff in place. And we guide families through this whole process, the whole aging process. And the kids that come in a little bit earlier, maybe they all live out of town because most of us are from other states. But the kids that come in and say, let's get this organized, or the parents that say, I don't want my children to go through a lot of stress. How can we get things organized? It makes our lives a lot easier. And then we can very systematically make these decisions for them, whether it is a stroke or a broken hip or whatever it is. We've already got the services in place. We've already got the documents in place, and it can be a lot less stressful. And again,
yeah, and nobody wants to think it's going to happen to us, but that's again what we all logically know, but we don't want to emotionally accept is that it's going to happen. The more we can prepare, the better. There's just no excuse for not preparation at some point once you have the knowledge, really.
Well, I mean, 2020, my goodness, what we've been through this year has just been incredible. I could not wait for 2020. I'm not sure why now in hindsight, but there's been all kinds of things going on here. We've been incredibly busy on the estate planning side because people are now saying, oh gosh, let's get our stuff together. And it cracks me up when 95-year-olds come in and say it's time to do a will. I'm like, yeah, it might be. 95 is a great age.
That's it. It's surprising in people in the healthcare. I was in education before this, but even people in healthcare that we talk about this all day long and we tell everybody how important it is. And when you ask a good number of folks in healthcare, especially senior care, we're like, oh, we don't have it done. So
they don't. And some of the documents that you can get online and free through the hospitals are really don't cut it when we're talking about elder law. Right. Because there's some very specific things that we need to look for in these documents. And does your healthcare surrogate allow for mental health? These are the little oddities that we find as elder law attorneys that have to be now smushed into these documents, to make sure all your bases are covered. But the minute your kids turn 18, they should have these legal documents in place. So whether you're 18 or 95, it doesn't matter. As Florida residents, we still need to get this stuff together. And on the VA side, it's go ahead and order dad's DD-214. So I ordered my dad's for different reasons. Just to have the document, but you can order it online. You don't have to know specifically, their VA number, but how old were they when they enlisted? Where were they born? Where do you think they enlisted? Their dates of service and things like that, and they can kind of track it down a little bit.
Awesome. So when you
In
mentioned
order to get your discharge certificate.
Gotcha. So if people have other questions, they want to look at those dates of service, can you give us your website, and I'll also pop it up there on the bottom.
Sure, it's amybvanfossen.com.
Very cool.
We've got a lot of links to it. We, remember, we also do lots of different seminars. If you want more information, you can go through a seminar and actually get a free consultation with our law firm if they go through a seminar. So if you're worried about consultation fees, that's a way kind of around that system. And anything we can do to help. We've been doing VA for quite a while. And it's one of my favorite areas of law. I think I love working with veterans and their spouses. And it gives you cash. Cash, the money, the VA money goes directly to the veteran or their spouse. And so you can use that money for anything you want. Is it to pay for your children to come in? Is it to pay for an assisted living? You have so much more flexibility with the VA money, and it doesn't go to a specific company. It goes directly to the veteran to spend how they want to spend it. And I think that's really important to have that independence and be able to take charge of their own medical care.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Amy. We appreciate, I know you're very busy,
Thanks.
so we appreciate you taking the time with us. Everybody, yes, if you have any questions, please contact Amy Van Fossen, her amazing, wonderful team. And if you have any questions about anything else, or you want to follow up, please contact us at Aging Matters in Brevard. So our website, www.agingmattersbrevard.org. And otherwise, if you go to our YouTube channel, please check out this and a lot of our other awesome videos. And we hope to hear from you. And until then, any last final words, ma'am?
Well, you can always call us. We're at 321-345-5945. So we're, and we're very Googleable. So you can find us on the internet.
There we go. Awesome. So again, the tip is, as we say with almost every single video, it's preparation before crisis. It's
Definitely.
one of the things that sit in the back of your head that go, God, I really should do this. And once you get started and get it done, you'll feel so much better. So that's
a lot of clients say that all the time. We're so relieved we finally got this put together.
Yeah, and now the end of this year is a great time to wrap up all these.
Definitely.
So
let's go out 2020 with a bang.
And then we'll start 2021 feeling, and I guess, we've also been shown how much we don't have control over. So really, I think my lesson is to kind of take the rest of the next 6-7 weeks we have in the year, really kind of slow everything down, take control over what we have control over so we can face the new year and then deal with everything we don't have control over. But
exactly. And if you put it into writing, then you're getting to control it versus if it's not in writing, somebody else gets to control it. So be independent and get your stuff together.
That's right. Preparation before crisis. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a good day. Stay safe. And we'll talk again soon. Thanks.